It is 9:47 a.m. on a Tuesday in Manhattan. The subways are running on time. The coffee in your hand is still warm. Your phone buzzes with an alert that doesn't matter anymore. Everything is completely normal. You have exactly 11 seconds before everything you know vanishes. Somewhere above you, tearing through the atmosphere at 20 kilometers per second, a rock the size of the Empire State Building has made its decision. Down on the ground, a jogger in Central Park notices the birds go quiet. Every pigeon, sparrow, and living thing with wings suddenly lifts off the grass in absolute unison and flies south without explanation. On the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, a trader glances at his screen. He sees a 3-word push notification from NASA. His face goes white, but he doesn't tell anyone. There is no time left to speak. The sky turns a blinding, violent white. The light is so total that 3 states away, people throw their hands over their eyes. On the New Jersey Turnpike, drivers slam their brakes to stare at a streak of fire cutting across the atmosphere. The asteroid travels at nearly 60 times the speed of sound. The impact destroys the southern tip of the island before the acoustic shockwave can even reach the ground. This map illustrates the immediate ground zero zone. At exactly 9:47 and 43 seconds, the asteroid hits Lower Manhattan. It punches directly through the surface, and the bedrock underneath the city liquefies in under a second. The southern tip of the island converts instantly into superheated gas, expanding outward at supersonic speed. Within 4 seconds, a wall of plasma moves outward, instantly converting structural steel and concrete into superheated gas. Everything within this 5-kilometer radius is erased before the buildings have time to bend. The Brooklyn Bridge, thousands of tons of heavy stone and steel cables, simply folds and drops into the East River. The water is now boiling. One World Trade Center is instantly erased. Neighborhoods in Brooklyn, Jersey City, and Hoboken vanish. What is left behind is a crater 2 kilometers wide and half a kilometer deep, glowing orange at the bottom. The physical energy released in this single moment equals 1,000 simultaneous nuclear detonations. The 3-kilometer wide fireball is moving far faster than your brain can biologically process fear. 10 kilometers out, the overpressure wave arrives. It hits Midtown Manhattan with enough force to turn every glass surface into a horizontal shotgun blast traveling at 1,000 kilometers per hour. The Empire State Building has stood defying gravity since 1931. Under the immense pressure of this blast wave, the entire structure collapses in just 4 seconds. The heat pulse reaches the outer boroughs next. A wave of scorching air sweeps through Queens and the Bronx, immediately igniting trees, clothing, and anything combustible around the fleeing crowds. Physical destruction triggers the immediate failure of invisible infrastructure. With cell towers and data centers vaporized, the 911 system and the internet vanish from the region. In Washington, the president is quickly rushed to a secure location. The entire communications network of the federal government is trying to route around a massive hole where New York used to be. Emergency organizations like FEMA are built for hurricanes and floods, not the instantaneous deletion of a major city. The impact severs the vital, interconnected systems that hold modern civilization together. In London, Tokyo, and Frankfurt, trading systems automatically pause. Global markets completely freeze, forcing governments to operate entirely on fear. 6 hours after impact, a massive column of pulverized rock and soil reaches the upper atmosphere. It spreads out over the Atlantic, and by morning it forms a thin, measurable haze across the entire northern hemisphere. That dust drops the amount of sunlight reaching the surface by a fraction of a percent. Over the next 2 growing seasons, crop yields across North America and Europe steadily decline, forcing an already fragile global economy into severe fracture. 3 days later, the first rescue teams finally reach the edge of the crater. They face an immediate death toll estimated between 4 and 6 million people. But mostly, they face an entirely unnatural silence in a city that had never been quieted. This simulation maps the immense scale of our orbital blind spots. Right now, there are roughly 25,000 near-Earth asteroids larger than 140 meters that we have not yet tracked or cataloged. The technology to stop a kinetic impact exists today. In 2022, NASA's DART mission proved humanity can actually alter an asteroid's orbit, but deflection requires years of advance warning to work. We have to spot the rock long before it crosses our path, and that requires continuous funding and active tracking. Defending the planet means deciding that something most people consider science fiction is worth taking seriously while the skies are still clear. Paying attention is the single most important defense mechanism we have to ensure our Tuesday mornings stay perfectly normal.